Listen closely for a moment, Libra. Tell me, have you felt it? That strange, almost electric shift in the air, as if something has been quietly rearranging itself just beyond your awareness, whispering your name. Because tonight, I'm not here to give you comfort. I'm here to tell you a truth your spirit has already begun to sense. A massive financial turning point is forming around you, not in the distance, but in this very moment of your life. You, Libra, the keeper of cosmic balance, the soul who's carried far more weight than anyone realized, are stepping into the week where the scales finally tip in your favor. And if you're hearing these words, it's not by accident. It's because the universe needed you right here, right now, awake enough to receive what has been trying to reach you for years. So take a breath, settle into this space with me, because the shift you've been waiting for, the blessing you thought you missed, the justice you prayed would return, it's already moving toward you. Stay with me, Libra. We're about to walk into the part where everything begins to make sense. Libra, come a little closer for a moment. Let me sit here with you, quietly, as the world around us softens into something almost invisible. I want you to feel the space between my words, not just the words themselves. Because what I'm about to tell you, it isn't meant for a crowd. It's meant for you. Only you. There is something moving in your life right now. Something subtle, but unmistakably real. Like the hush before a long-awaited storm. Or the way a scale begins to tip before anyone even notices the shift. December 1st to 5 is not just another stretch of days, Libra. It's a window, a sacred correction. A divine recalibration that has been forming quietly behind everything you've endured. You and I both know you've carried weight that wasn't yours. You've held peace in places that didn't know how to hold you back. You've given more than you received, not because you were weak, but because balance matters to you more than revenge ever could. And the universe, it saw all of it, even the moments you hid from yourself. So when I say a financial shift is forming for you, I don't mean luck, I don't mean chance. I mean the long-delayed return of everything you poured into the world, with no guarantee it would ever circle back. There's a reason this week feels different, a reason you've been sensing a quiet pull inside your chest, like a small lantern lighting itself one breath at a time. This is the moment when the universe stops testing you and starts compensating you, and you might not recognize it at first. Blessings do not always arrive with trumpets. Sometimes they appear like a gentle knock at a door you forgot you left unlocked. A message you didn't expect, an idea you suddenly trust without needing proof, a brightness settling across your thoughts, almost as if life is trying to hand something back to you. Let yourself feel that, not with fear, but with an almost sacred curiosity. Because Libra, you're not stepping into abundance by accident. You're stepping into the part of your story that always belonged to you, but couldn't reach you until you were steady enough to hold it. Take a breath with me, slowly. Do you feel how the air changes when you stop bracing for disappointment? Do you feel that small opening in your spirit, the one that widens when you finally allow yourself to receive without apologizing for it? That is the opening this week brings, not a windfall, a shift, a rebalancing so natural, so overdue, it feels like remembering something you never should have forgotten. And as this alignment deepens, something else begins to unfold. Something most people overlook because it rarely arrives with noise. It begins with the signs, the subtle cues, the quiet invitations life sends when it's preparing you for more. But we'll move into that gently, Libra. There's no need to rush. Just let this moment settle inside you. Because what comes next will feel like stepping into a room that has been waiting for your presence all along. Libra, stay right here with me for a moment. Let the noise of everything else fade into the background. I want to talk to you about something most people overlook, something quiet, something that only reveals itself to a spirit as sensitive and perceptive as yours. You know, people often mistake you. They think you're indecisive. They think you wander. But you and I both know the truth. You don't move until something feels aligned. You don't choose until the energy rings true. You don't step forward unless your soul whispers now. That's why this moment is important. Because the fact that you're here, listening, now, in this exact pocket of time between December 1st and December 5th, that isn't coincidence. Not for someone like you. You've always had a quiet relationship with synchronicity, Libra. Not in the loud, dramatic way other signs experience it, but in the soft glimmers that slip through your day. A phrase repeating itself, a number showing up on a receipt, a thought that keeps coming back no matter how many times you brush it aside. Little breadcrumbs the universe leaves just for you, because it knows you'll notice the ones meant for your heart. So, when you hear my voice right now, and it lands in a place inside you that feels strangely familiar, almost like something you forgot you were supposed to remember, trust that. You didn't stumble into this message. You didn't click by mistake. You were guided, pulled, drawn towards something you may not fully understand yet, but can absolutely feel. And you know why? Because your energy shifted first. Long before the blessing moves toward you, your spirit begins preparing itself quietly. It's the tiniest inner turning, the moment. Your heart stops trying to stay small and starts leaning into the possibility of more. You felt that, didn't you? That subtle, lingering sense that life was rearranging itself around you. Like the air was getting ready to hand you something you weren't expecting, but somehow already sensed. That's the thing about destiny, Libra. It rarely announces itself. It whispers, it nudges, it waits for you to look in its direction. And when you finally do, it sends a message like this one right to your doorstep. Not to warn you, not to test you, but to confirm something deep within you that has been stirring for a long time. You're in the right place, at the right time, with the right readiness breathing through your chest. That's why this message found you, not the other way around. And if you let yourself sit with that truth for just a moment, you'll feel another understanding surface quietly, like dawn spreading across a still horizon. Because when synchronicity starts appearing this clearly, it means something else is already on its way to you. Something bigger, something that has been trying to reach you through signs, through intuition, through the gentle tug you keep feeling in the back of your thoughts. And that subtle pull, that growing hum under your ribs, it's leading you toward the next layer of this story. A layer where the universe doesn't just guide you, it begins returning everything you poured out with no guarantee. Just stay with me, Libra. We're about to step into that part together. Quietly, naturally, the way all real revelations unfold. Libra, stay here with me. Let this moment sit gently between us. There's something I've been wanting to tell you, something I think you've known deep down, but haven't allowed yourself to fully name. You've carried so much, more than you ever admitted, more than anyone around you ever realized. People see your grace, your calm, your steady voice, your willingness to lift the mood, smooth the edges, bring harmony where there would otherwise be conflict. They see the surface, Libra, but they don't know the cost beneath it. You've held rooms together with nothing but your presence. You've swallowed your exhaustion to protect someone else's comfort. You've sacrificed your own stability to maintain peace that others took for granted. And you did it not because you were afraid, but because fairness matters to you in a way most people will never understand. But even the most patient heart has limits. Even the most giving spirit eventually reaches a quiet breaking point. Not loud, not dramatic, just a soft moment where your soul whispers enough. And Libra, that moment has already happened inside you, hasn't it? Maybe you didn't say it out loud. Maybe you didn't make a scene. You never do. But something shifted, like the final grain of sand sliding down the scale, the one that tips everything into a new balance. And that's what this season is for you, a rebalancing, a long overdue correction. The universe isn't punishing you. It was preparing you, shaping you, strengthening the parts of you that were too easily overlooked, teaching you where your energy was leaking, teaching you who deserved your softness, and who simply benefited from it. Now, as December begins to unfold, something sacred happens. The weight you've been carrying starts to move, not because you push it, but because life itself begins shifting it off your shoulders. It's almost as if the universe finally steps in and says, "Let me help you with that. You've done your part. You've proven your heart. Libra, you have paid the price of your patience, and you have paid it in full." This is why the financial energy coming toward you is not random. It is not luck. It is the return of everything you invested in silence, the opportunities you deserved but were delayed, the abundance that was held back until you were strong enough to receive it without handing it away to someone else. And I want you to feel something as I say this. Really feel it. The universe isn't trying to balance the scale anymore. It's tipping it toward you, deliberately, generously, finally. Take a breath. Let that truth move through you. And notice how your body reacts when you allow yourself to stop carrying what isn't yours. Because when the scales begin to turn, something else begins to appear too. Not loud, not in a rush, but in the gentle way life reveals the first signs of change. And that, Libra, is exactly where we're heading next, into the subtle language of the universe and the quiet signals it sends when a blessing is already walking toward you. Libra. Let me sit with you a little longer. I want to talk about something that doesn't come wrapped in noise or flashing lights. Something quieter, subtler, but far more powerful. Because when the scales begin to shift in your favor, life rarely announces it with a trumpet. It whispers first, and only those who know how to listen hear it. You've always been one of those rare souls, the kind who can sense a change in the air long before the change becomes visible, the kind who can feel a truth forming before the world gives it shape. That sensitivity, that gentle awareness. It isn't weakness, Libra, it's your compass, and that compass is going to be busy this week. You may notice it in the smallest of ways. A message you thought would never arrive suddenly appears. Opening a door you didn't even know was still unlocked. Or someone from your past, a colleague, an old connection, a person you quietly hoped would circle back someday, suddenly reaches out. Not to stir old emotions, but to place something in your path, something that feels like possibility. You might feel it in yourself too, a sudden clarity where there was once fog, a burst of motivation that seems to come out of nowhere. A thought that sits on your shoulder and refuses to leave, like a soft hand nudging you toward a direction your heart already knows how to walk. And then there are the numbers, Libra. You know the ones, the quiet repetition, the way certain combinations seem to rise up from the fabric of your day. On receipts, clocks, phone screens, as if the universe is tapping you lightly on the wrist, saying yes, keep going, you're almost aligned. 2, 6, those gentle reminders of balance returning, support arriving. Then the ones that hum with a deeper electricity. 111, 222, 888. Not magic, not superstition. Just the universe speaking in one of the few languages subtle enough for souls like yours to feel without being overwhelmed. And these signals, they aren't random. They don't appear because you're imagining things. They appear because your life is shifting underneath the surface, quietly, delicately, exactly the way a scale moves just before it tips. If you pause long enough, you'll feel something rising in you too, a sense that what is coming isn't meant to take anything from you, but to return something that has been missing for far too long. Let yourself soften into those moments. Let yourself trust what you feel before you explain it. You don't need proof, you only need presence. The signs were never meant to convince you. They were meant to steady you, to help you recognize the alignment you've already stepped into. And as these signs gather around you, quietly shaping your days, something else begins to form just beyond them. Not just signals, but guidance, a direction, a gentle invitation toward the very opportunity that has been trying to reach you. Stay with me, Libra. We're about to step into the part where that alignment begins turning into action, and where the smallest yes can change everything. Libra, let me tell you something softly, something I think your heart has been holding at the very edge of its awareness. Sometimes the biggest turning point in your life does not arrive with noise or ceremony. It comes in the smallest, most unassuming form. A tiny moment, a single choice, a whisper of yes you barely hear leaving your own lips. I once knew someone so much like you, a Libra who lived with a quiet desire for things to make sense, for timing to be fair, for opportunities to arrive in a way that felt clean, transparent, aligned. She was thoughtful, measured, always wanting to do the right thing. But sometimes that longing for clarity made her wait longer than she needed to, made her question gifts that were trying to find her, made her forget that good things don't always come wrapped in certainty. She told me once that she kept feeling this gentle nudge inside her chest. Not dramatic, just a persistent pull. A soft suggestion that maybe she was ready for more than she believed, and for months she ignored it. She kept waiting for a perfect sign, the perfect moment, the perfect alignment, the perfect feeling of security, the things people think they need before they take a step. But life doesn't always meet us at our perfection. Sometimes it meets us exactly where we hesitate. And then, one morning, she woke up with this strange sense of calm, a clarity so subtle she almost missed it. An old inquiry arrived in her inbox, someone asking if she still offered something she had quietly put aside, a service she loved but doubted anyone needed. Her mind started to doubt again. Her heart whispered wait, her fear said not yet. And then, in the smallest, softest breath, she typed one word, yes, just that. No long explanation, no overthinking, no dramatic leap. A simple, unpolished, human yes. And that yes became the doorway, not because it was perfect, but because it was honest. Within days, that small yes led to a new client, which led to a connection, which led to a collaboration, which opened a financial path she never imagined would unfold from something so ordinary. Her life didn't change because she performed some grand act. It changed because she finally stopped waiting to feel perfectly ready. Libra, that story is closer to yours than you think, because your life does not need a revolution. It needs a moment, just one. One quiet choice made from a place of balance rather than fear. One small gesture of trust. One tiny opening that tells the universe you're available. And I know how careful you are, how much you value doing things right, how deeply you want to be sure. But there is a kind of yes that isn't reckless. A yes that comes from alignment, not impulse. A yes that feels like returning to yourself. You'll feel it soon. That gentle pull, that subtle invitation, that chance that looks almost too small to matter. But it will matter. It will matter more than you realize. Because sometimes, Libra, the universe waits for you to move first, just a little, so it can pour the rest of the blessing into your hands. And as that yes forms in you, quietly, naturally, life begins preparing the next part of your story, a part where the abundance you've been aligned with finally starts taking shape in your physical world, softly, steadily, the way all true transformations begin. Libra, stay with me a little longer. There's something I want to guide you into, gently, slowly, the way you'd step into a quiet room filled with warm light. Because what we're about to talk about isn't really about objects or rituals. It's about alignment. It's about the energy you wrap around the things you touch. You know how you are. You feel harmony before you see it. You sense balance before others notice it's missing. Your spirit rearranges itself around beauty, symmetry, intention. It's one of the most mysterious gifts you carry, and the universe responds to it more deeply than you realize. That's why this next part matters. A container, not for money itself, but for the frequency of receiving, a physical space where the intentions you've held inside for years finally have somewhere to land. It doesn't need to be extravagant. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to feel like you. Maybe it's a box that has a color you've always felt drawn to, a softness to the edges, a quiet elegance that feels like home. Or maybe it's a journal with pages waiting to hold truths you've never written down. Maybe it's an envelope where your affirmations rest like seeds, small, fragile, but ready to grow. Or a piece of art on your desk that reminds your body to breathe in abundance rather than brace against disappointment. But hear me, Libra. The container is not the magic. The energy you place inside it is. It becomes powerful only when you allow it to hold the version of you that knows you deserve more. When you place into it the gentle truth you've carried silently for years. That you are worthy of what you give, worthy of what you nurture, worthy of the balance returning to your life. Say it softly to yourself, not as a declaration, but as a remembering. I deserve the return of what I have poured out. I receive what is mine without guilt. Let those words settle inside you like light drifting to the bottom of a lake. Because when you choose a container with intention, you're doing something much deeper than preparing for a blessing. You're teaching your nervous system how to feel safe with abundance again. You're teaching your heart how to stay open instead of tightening around fear. You're teaching your energy how to hold wealth without handing it away to someone else out of habit. Libra. Abundance responds to clarity. It responds to steadiness. It responds to that quiet shift in your spirit when you say yes, not to the world, but to yourself. Your container becomes a mirror, a small sacred space where your future self can breathe, where your desires aren't questioned, where your readiness isn't doubted, where the universe can recognize the signal you've been hesitant to send. And once that signal rises from you, once your energy begins aligning with the return rather than the sacrifice, something subtle starts to move around you, as if life is rearranging the atmosphere, preparing the next layer of your transformation. Because after intention comes resonance. And Libra, your resonance is beginning to glow in a way that calls opportunity straight toward you. Let me take you into that part, into the colors and frequencies that help anchor this shift even more deeply into your everyday life, where abundance becomes something you don't just hope for, but embody. Libra, lean in a little closer. I want to show you something subtle, something most people rush past, but you, with your delicate sense for harmony, can feel in an instant. You see, every soul vibrates at a rhythm the universe can hear, and yours has a tone that's unmistakably refined, balanced, beautiful in ways you don't fully realize. That's why the universe speaks to you through aesthetics, through symmetry, through the quiet language of color and number. It's the way your spirit listens best. This week, something shifts around those frequencies. There's a palette that seems to follow you, almost like the universe is painting the air around your steps. Rose gold, not just a color, but a reminder of your worth, that soft shimmer of elegance, of self-respect, of value that does not need to be loud to be seen. It wraps around you like a warm glow, whispering that abundance responds to those who remember their own beauty. Then, there's nude beige, a color that feels like exhaling, a color that invites calm, that steadies your thoughts, that brings you back into your center when the world tugs at you from every direction. It's the shade of clarity for you, Libra, the tone your spirit reaches for when you're searching for the truth beneath the noise. And white gold, that pure, radiant frequency that moves like sunlight breaking across still water. It symbolizes ease, flow, the soft, open channel through which money and opportunity travel when your energy is uncluttered. White gold doesn't push, it allows. It welcomes. And you, Libra, you are entering a week where welcoming energy becomes powerful. Numbers, too, weave themselves through your days with quiet intention, not as superstition, but as alignment. 2, the gentle return of balance. You've felt yourself coming back to center, haven't you? Not perfectly, but enough that something in you feels steadier than it did before. 6, the presence of support. You have help around you, more than you see. People, resources, moments of sudden clarity. They gather around you like small lanterns. 12, the threshold. The subtle moment life opens a new doorway, often while you're looking the other way. It's the number that reminds you timing is shifting and you're being invited forward. And 888, that strong, rolling current of abundance. It's not a promise, it's a signal. A pulse of financial energy that echoes toward you, recognizing your readiness. These colors and numbers don't create magic. They reveal it. They tune your energy into a cleaner frequency, one the universe can respond to more easily. And for someone like you, harmony isn't a luxury. It's how you open to blessing. It's how you receive without tightening. It's how abundance finds you without you having to chase it. Let these tones settle in your awareness over the next few days. Not as tasks, not as rituals, but as companions. As gentle reminders that your life is already shifting into alignment, and the universe is preparing something that needs your energy to be both steady and receptive. And when your vibration softens into those frequencies, something else begins to rise within you, something that signals the beginning of a new financial chapter, a chapter where the scales tip not by accident, but by design. Let me take you into that next part, Libra, where this alignment becomes motion, and motion becomes destiny. Libra, take a slow breath with me. Let it fill you, settle you, soften the space around your heart. Because everything we've been moving through together, every shift, every sign, every quiet yes, has been guiding you toward this moment right here. You've opened your energy. You've listened to the signals the universe placed so gently in your path. You've chosen a container that reflects your readiness, your worth, your quiet elegance. You've surrounded yourself with the colors and numbers that steady your spirit and tune your vibration into balance. And now, you stand at the threshold. Not a metaphorical one. A very real, very tangible turning point in your life. The kind you only recognize fully when you look back later and whisper to yourself, "That was the moment everything began to change." Libra, this is that moment. There is a softness in the air around you now. A kind of glow that doesn't shout, but speaks in a calm, unwavering tone. It's the energy of a new cycle starting to unfurl itself around your steps. Not rushed, not forced, just opening. The way dawn does, even if you are not watching. And you, with your refined intuition, can already feel pieces of it brushing against you. The quiet sense that money no longer moves away from you as easily as it once did. The growing comfort you feel when receiving instead of giving. The clarity that wasn't there before. The calm that stretches across your chest like a warm horizon. It's your nervous system remembering what it feels like to be in balance with abundance. December is not just another month for you. It's an arrival, a homecoming, a settling of the scales that have tilted against you for far too long. You're stepping into a cycle where your financial blessings don't feel like surprises. They feel like rightful returns, where opportunities don't feel accidental. They feel like alignment, where saying yes doesn't feel risky. It feels like the most natural continuation of who you're becoming. And beneath all of that, there is a deeper truth quietly forming inside you. A truth you might not fully say out loud yet, but you can feel its warmth spreading through you. Wealth isn't just coming to you, Libra. It's looking for you, seeking you out, moving in your direction with a kind of certainty that doesn't waver. Because the universe isn't just balancing your scale now, it's tipping it for you, returning what was withheld, acknowledging the heart you carried through seasons that didn't give you much in return. So if some part of you feels a gentle trembling inside, a mix of anticipation and peace, trust it. That feeling is your alignment settling into place. And if something inside you whispers, "I'm ready," then you are. Let that truth echo softly inside your spirit. Let it take root in the quiet spaces of your chest. Let it mark the beginning of the chapter your soul has been preparing for all along. And if you feel it, even a little, you can speak it within yourself or write it where the universe can hear. "I'm ready to receive my December money shift." Because Libra, your new era isn't coming someday. You've just stepped into it. Take one last breath with me, Libra. Slow, steady, and true. Let it settle into the quiet places inside you, the places that finally feel seen tonight. Because everything you've heard, everything you've felt in this message wasn't meant to excite you for a moment. It was meant to wake something ancient and steady inside you, something you lost for a while, something that's finally finding its way back home. You're not stepping into this new financial chapter because you're lucky. You're stepping into it because you're aligned, because you're ready, because you've carried yourself with grace long after the world gave you reasons not to. And the universe noticed. It always does. So as this energy unfolds from December 1st to December 5, walk with a softer heart. Trust the signs that meet you. Honor the opportunities that rise up. Let receiving become as natural as breathing. You deserve every blessing that's making its way toward you. Not because you fought harder, but because you finally stopped abandoning yourself. And before we close this moment together, I want you to hear this with absolute clarity. You are not walking this path alone. There is an entire community of Libras, just like you, awakening to their worth, their balance, their rightful abundance. If this message touched something within you, if it made you feel seen, supported, or guided, I would love for you to share it. Leave a comment so your energy echoes in this space. Like the video so the universe knows you're participating. Subscribe so your spirit never misses the next message meant for you. Because the journey doesn't end here. Libra, not even close. There is another truth coming, another shift, another opening. And when the time is right, the next message will find you the same way this one did. Until then, trust yourself, stay open, stay balanced, and know, deep in your chest, that the universe is already rearranging everything in your favor. You're ready, Libra. Your blessing is already on its way.